is it? Oh, no, not the beach!
And there's one thing for sure, it's no place for you or any other woman.
Welcome to the internet's leading split screen and local cult reviewer, Couch Coop. We are going to be looking at Earth Defense Force 6, which very gracefully arrived onto PSN Extra, along with a whole bunch of other pretty cool titles, so I am well busy. Let's just very briefly have a look at this single player content. Take those off, please. Take them off. That's not fair. There is 6 Earth Defense Force numeric games, but there is a red herring, which I will cover at the end of the video, so stay tuned. The name first appeared on the SNES in 1991, and the game has always sported quite market-leading destruction mechanics on building. When this model was first seen, caused a little bit of fuss. The fact that they've got hundreds of enemy units on screen and map. They have always stuck to that as a base game model, which has been awesome, hence the B-movie intro and all of the dialogue and ideas in the game. This is a very Japanese brand as well. It is considered quite corny and a lot of it tongue-in-cheek, which is not a bad thing. 2 of the games have featured on my all-time local co-op campaign list, which is an accomplishment in itself, and my greatest of all-time list, top 25, also features an Earth Defense Force game in it. Very simple stuff with the entry menus, selecting your character. Now we have the locked class system, meaning that you can choose a heavy weapons dude, even a slight medic angle. You've got the flyer and your standard ranger. Now this game thankfully comes with a few graphics modes. It's 4K locked, and you can either have a 30 with high detail or go with the 60 and still stay at 4K, which is pretty amazing. I am not sure if all of those numbers carry over to the split screen, but it certainly didn't drop a frame and it certainly didn't screen tear anywhere at all. The performance of this game is one of its plus points, particularly in split screen. When I was over in that single player, I did see some wobbliness on that screen tearing side, and there is no VSync option unfortunately, but that's okay because this split screen suffers from nothing. This is also my first EDF game that doesn't sit on an HD. This is a true PlayStation 5 SSD EDF. Load times are kind of quite snappy, and I am quite impressed with this split screen performance. However, Lewis will vouch for this. When he came over, I stuck on Voidbreaker to say, look at this cool new roguelike. We had to fiddle around with it. Then we went straight onto this, and we were both like, wow, those textures, they don't look 2025. And as mentioned before, that is kind of the charm with the series, because you are trading off having a mass amount of activity going on within that level, and every standing building being potentially destructible. And of course, a lot of the ants and giant frogs use them, stand on them, hide behind them, and it does promote throwing an RPG into the base of a building and watching that bad boy crumble. Think the outro to Fight Club, but just for the entire level.
Stop exterminating them. Their population will grow out of control. We have no choice but to continue.
Alongside thoroughly enjoying all of this bug slaughter, the series has always had a really good unlock and weapon progression system. There are certain things to win after the level and rewards and different stuff to slot out. You actually have 2 weapon slots and an equipment slot. Grenades also can be switched out with all kinds of ordnance, so that is a lot of the fun for me. They haven't taken any of that away. They're a bit skimpy on the new weapons at the starter levels, but things just start rolling into the normal game reward system that I've been used to in the past, and it doesn't constantly promote go online, take everyone online, join this lobby now, there's someone wants to join you. It does sort of strip that away and allow you to enjoy a quite offline campaign experience. EDF in actual fact has done really well to stay back from a lot of that online DRM, loot box, daily service, daily grind. A lot of other games in this genre have turned right into that, and I pat EDF on the back for not doing any of it.
At last, peace and quiet. This city really is beautiful.
The class system of sorts has always been a pull for me as well. Having the aerial ability or going in as the big fencer dude, he's got a shield and some jumping around. He's still quite mobile considering the amount of damage he can deliver. And you've also got a harpoon-like special weapon. It's pretty cool mixing and matching that up. The Ranger, however, has always been my mainstay character. And an interesting thing is when you do change class, your buttons actually switch out quite drastically depending on who you've gone for. And that roll and dodge that the Ranger has combined with his janky jump is something that I'm just 100% used to. At this point, we are thoroughly enjoying ourselves, and we've got some harder difficulty stuff on because we were finding some of those earlier levels a little bit easy. Getting some pushback was certainly welcome, but at the back of my mind, I'm sitting there thinking there's an EDF game out there now, older, that is straight up quite a lot more accessible, visually stunning, and I hate to say it, kind of a bit more fun. You've got to remember that I don't have a hardcore Earth Defense Force fan sitting next to me, and you may not either. And there's a game in the back catalogue, and it is obviously Iron Rain. Now don't get me wrong, 6 has got a kaiju in it, and it does go full Xeno, like the extraterrestrial angle is totally visited. The bugs are kind of only the front end. That's normally the format for a lot of the games. But Iron Rain just seems to go right into the center of all of that really quickly. We will look at it in more detail in just a second. I did just want to show you guys that wasp section. This made us smile. Damn, it was absolutely epic when they swarmed in on us. Okay, we are looking at some Iron Rain here. One of the things to remember is this is a PlayStation 4 game, and it also comes with some slight changes to the build and class type. It's not too locked. You can get a jetpack and mix up some of those weapons which would normally be cornered off in the traditional EDF model. This just makes things a lot easier for a new player to get their head around. But remember, because of the XP system that is attached to each profile, you're actually playing and ranking up an individual soldier, and I really like that ownership aspect as well. Not to mention how friggin' awesome the jetpacks are. They have a fly forward on L3 and a fly up on L1. You mix and match this just to give yourself unbelievably good maneuverability. Everyone can be a wing diver in Iron Rain.
What happened with the king of the branch? Tell me they took him down.
Well, actually...
Oh, don't tell me.
I also swear blind, it's got some backwards compatibility on the PlayStation 5. This thing is smooth AF everywhere. There's also a haptic reload on your heavy weapons, meaning you can be even more badass if you keep your eye on that meter. And there's a completely go crazy mode by clicking in the analog sticks, which allows all of your weapons a rapid fire, and I think extended jetpack fuel. Don't quote me on that last bit. A lot of this is personal preference. Don't get me wrong, I own Earth Defense Force 5 and I love that game as well. That one really pushes the boat out with massive bosses and Godzilla-like kaiju. But Iron Rain just seems to be always there as a really good bedrock campaign style third-person bug shooter.
Recharging energy.
All the lists and videos mentioned will be linked, and it's a local co-op split screen double bill this weekend at Couch Coop headquarters. I have another video coming out shortly, which is the Hexen and Heretic remaster. Man, that game runs like a dream. There was a lot of fun had with it, so looking forward to that upload. And the point of reference for the Voidbreaker crumble physics and 2025 is here. My name was, of course, Couch Coop, and I look forward to seeing you down there.